The man woke up to something strange. His car had somehow flipped into a ditch. He tried to remember what happened last night. He vaguely remembered hitting a motorcycle, but before he could figure it out, a voice suddenly came from nearby. Then a strange man walked toward him. Jeff had no idea who this man was, but the man said he was the one Jeff hit on the motorcycle. After thinking hard, Jeff finally remembered it was true, but seeing the man standing there without any injury, Jeff felt relieved he wouldn't have to pay for it. However, the man found it very strange. How could such a serious crash leave both of them completely unharmed? He asked Jeff if he remembered what the crash looked like, but Jeff recalled hitting his head at that time, yet strangely there wasn't a single wound on him now. Could it be that he had gained superhuman powers? But the man didn't think so. He guessed maybe they were both already dead, and only their souls were left now. Jeff found that unbelievable. He quickly went over to his car, and sure enough saw his own dead body inside. That instantly scared him stiff, but the man stayed calm, and even tried to comfort Jeff, but Jeff was unwilling to accept it. He was not even 50 yet. How could something this ridiculous happen? Even though the man told him to accept reality, Jeff simply refused to believe it. Seeing how stubborn Jeff was, the man just dragged Jeff's body out. But even faced with the truth, Jeff still felt it was impossible. He even thought this was all just a dream. But while they were arguing, a car suddenly came from far away. Jeff thought he was finally saved. He rushed forward to stop it.
Appelez les secours, j'ai eu un accident. Je suis tombé dans le fossé. Appelez une ambulance.
But to their shock, the driver didn't call the police. Instead, he started searching the dead bodies for wallets. Jeff was stunned. Could the man really not see him? Before Jeff could react, the driver just walked back to his car, and kindly didn't run over the bodies when leaving. Jeff was completely dumbfounded. It seemed he really was dead. Then snow suddenly began to fall, and according to legend, snow was a sign of going to heaven. Jeff thought he could go to heaven now, but the man asked if he had ever done anything bad. Jeff only remembered strangling his wife, but in his eyes that didn't count, because she was very sick at the time, and he just ended her pain. But the man disagreed. Since Jeff had killed someone, he was probably going to hell. Then a loud cracking sound rang out. They had no idea what happened. When they turned to look, a white door had appeared in front of them. They were both shocked, but after thinking about it, they couldn't help but feel happy. Could this be the door to heaven? But before they could react, a red door also appeared behind them. That completely confused them. Why would two doors appear? Could it mean they were going to different places? Jeff suddenly panicked. He quickly started praying to the air, saying he only wanted to end his wife's suffering, and never meant to kill her. But the man mocked him, saying Jeff was definitely the one going to hell. Then he tried to walk toward the white door, but to his surprise, Jeff ran ahead of him. Nothing happened around them. The man laughed. Obviously not everyone could enter heaven. He was sure that since there were two doors, they were going to different places. Jeff was terrified. Could he really not go to heaven? The man grew arrogant, acting like he was about to succeed. After saying goodbye to Jeff, he took a step forward. As expected, nothing happened. Was something wrong? He turned back to try again. This time he took a running start. But still nothing happened. The man was completely stunned. Jeff tried to comfort him, telling him to accept reality. Then a sound came from behind them, and a little girl appeared. The man was shocked, and the girl recognized him. It turned out, before Jeff hit the man had hit someone too, and it was this girl. Jeff finally understood. No wonder the man couldn't pass the white door. It was meant for the girl. The girl asked where her parents were. Jeff was about to comfort her, but the girl was very cautious. Before Jeff could get close, she screamed for help. That startled Jeff. The man couldn't stand her screaming. He picked her up and threw her. Sure enough, the girl disappeared through the door. They both felt disappointed. Before they could react, the white door vanished. It really wasn't meant for them. They had no choice but to accept it, and walked toward the red door, knowing they were going to hell. Jeff felt afraid. Who knew what would happen next? Jeff stepped back a few steps, then launched a surprise attack. The man instantly vanished. Jeff knew very well. Now no one could force him. If he didn't have to go, he wouldn't. So he turned around to keep praying, hoping his prayers could move heaven, because he didn't mean to hurt his wife. But since he kept stalling, it seems someone in charge had noticed. Soon a giant spider appeared behind him. Jeff jumped in fright. To stop himself from being scared, he closed his eyes and ran straight through. When he opened his eyes again, he was already in hell. Jeff couldn't believe what he saw. Among all the corpses, there was a little girl. He didn't understand why such a young child would be here. When he touched her, her memories flooded into his mind. She was born into a wealthy family, but lived a lonely life. Her parents often fought about work, which traumatized her. Over time she developed split personalities, and soon she did something shocking. She killed her parents, but instead of being afraid, she lived alone in the castle. One day in the basement, she found a monster, but instead of of running away, she brought it upstairs, and they became friends. Sometimes they even performed plays together, with her dead parents as the audience. She played a gentle princess, and the monster played the killer of her parents. In the end, the monster was punished in front of everyone. It was all her fantasy, a way to escape her guilt. We could see that when she looked in the mirror, there was no monster in it. Later, while they were eating, a delivery man came, but when she tried to sign the package, he said an adult had to sign. So she called the monster's name, but no one came, so the delivery man left. But when she came back inside, the monster was eating her parents. The girl screamed in terror, then set the whole place on fire. Clearly the monster was just her other personality, but the fire was real. What could she do now? Then she imagined a little sister. She blamed the sister for the fire, pushed all the blame on her, then brought the sister to the oven, and did something unforgivable. Jeff was in pain after seeing her memories. He couldn't believe how terrifying she was. Was this really hell? Now he couldn't even stand up. He crawled to another girl, and her memories entered his mind. She wasn't very old either. She was bullied and excluded by classmates every day. Even in the bathroom, they would make noise outside. When she came out trembling, the bully slammed her against the mirror. Then everyone blamed her, even though she did nothing wrong. Years of bullying tortured her soul. One day she told her mom she didn't want to go to school, but didn't say why. Her mom thought she was just being lazy, so after giving her some encouragement, she left for work. But when she came back, her daughter wasn't breathing. Her mom broke down. She knew her daughter loved traveling, so she took her body on a trip, but they got into a car crash. Jeff cried as he escaped their stories. He couldn't understand why girls like them were in hell. Thinking about himself, that seemed fair, but he felt angry at the rules. As he fell into despair, a hell warden woke Jeff up, and told him to follow and be punished. But Jeff refused. He didn't mean to kill his wife, but the warden said he only carried out orders. It wasn't his choice if Jeff came here. Jeff had no choice. He followed the warden into the punishment door. He would endure 4,000 years of isolation, and be tortured by a brutal punisher, who would torment him until it was over. The movie